This week on Spectrum News, find out how students' food choices are changing.
Learn how sports fans are getting involved in the arena.
And see how students are spreading some holiday cheer a little early.
It's all just ahead tonight on Spectrum News.
Good evening and welcome to Spectrum News at 7. I'm Matt Lippman.
And I'm Haley Page. Tonight we'll have top stories from this week at Indiana Wesleyan University. Chick-fil-A opened to the IWU community just under 2 months ago. Reporter Tim Decker looks at how the new food choice is impacting campus.
It was just a black curtain amongst choices like Casa del Gato, Wild Walk, and the 42nd Street Deli in September. Now, Chick-fil-A is changing the way students make food decisions on campus. Instructional supervisor Zach Bardsley says the restaurant's relationship with other Pioneer services couldn't be better.
I'd say it's very smooth. Everything's pretty copacetic. They are excellent at what they do. They share a very strong vision with Chick-fil-A about providing quality product, and so all's well.
The relationship between Pioneer and Chick-fil-A may be good, but students are tired of the same sides and meal choices inside Wildcat. Chick-fil-A is providing new alternatives, and students like it.
It's kind of zingy. So it's sometimes when you go to Baldwin or Wildcat, you kind of feel like you're getting the same bland thing over and over, and it's kind of like, wow, that's awesome.
Chick-fil-A is providing a new taste for students to indulge in on campus. For Spectrum News, I'm Tim Decker.
Tumblr was blocked last week and IWU students were not happy about it. The site was only blocked for 4 hours, but this isn't the first time that a social networking site has been taken down accidentally. The iPrism program uses keywords to block questionable websites automatically. Tumblr was blocked because a certain percentage of content was categorized as adult, which is one of the key words iPrism looks for. IT had the site up and running after a few hours and encouraged students to notify them if there are future issues.
The end of the semester is quickly approaching, which means some students are working on job applications. The Center for Life Calling and Leadership has offered help to students that are thinking ahead to their future. Students can attend a resume building workshop every Wednesday and Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m., where they can receive help with resumes and cover letters. Students have the option to show up to any time during the 3-hour sessions. An early start on those resumes benefits job searches in the future.
You know, as we get to the very end of the semester, the pressure keeps building and the stress keeps building, but it's nice to have people there to help you and, go through those projects alone.
Especially on resumes. Resumes are tough.
Well, when we get back, we'll hear from a fun weekend has turned into a tradition.
And from Africa to Marion, students learn about culture and how to get involved. Welcome back to Spectrum News. We still have a lot to talk about tonight.
Families come from near and far one time a year to participate in a variety of activities with their student. The reason? Family Weekend at Indiana Wesleyan University. Reporter Tricia Skyver sees what brings these families to Marion each year.
Maria Sorgen and her family drove all the way from Kentucky to see their oldest daughter and spend some time doing the community service project as a family.
I think it was important, since we were all together, that this was a good experience for us, and bonding and time to be together.
Being together and whatever they do is all part of the Family Weekend experience. The events are sponsored by the Student Activities Council at Indiana Wesleyan University. Director Donna Pick says Family Weekend is there to see the inside of their students' lives.
So that's time to spend with families, maybe time to go to chapel with the student, just a lot of different opportunities for them to enjoy one another's company.
Increasing the family bond is what this weekend is all about.
This moment right now, just being out here, it's a beautiful day, and we get to spend the next 4 hours out here serving God and just being together.
The families get to share in these blessings, no matter where they come from. For Spectrum News, I'm Tricia Skyver.
The documentary film and nonprofit organization Invisible Children is back at IWU after 3 years to spread awareness for Africa's longest-running war. The organization returned to show a new documentary called Tony. Monday, November 14th, students arrived at the Globe Theater to watch the story of a Ugandan child hiding from the Lord's Resistance Army. Discussion with members of the Invisible Children team followed the film to help students better understand the meaning.
A lot of the time, it's the first time that the majority of our audience has even heard of the LRA, so it's always a little bit overwhelming for people.
The organization also set up a booth to show students how they can get involved and support the initiative.
After the break, we'll take a look at the historic week in IWU sports.
And see how students on the sidelines are making their impact on the game.
Welcome back to Spectrum News. Joining us now is sports producer Trisha Skyver with a look at a memorable week in IWU sports. Trisha, these sports are getting really intense now. I'm loving it.
Yeah, and it's probably from the end of the fall season that has just been great, and the great start to the winter season. And the men's basketball team is meeting expectations so far. The number 2 ranked Wildcats are 6-0 during the early season homestand. Most recently, the men took on Ohio Christian University Monday night. Here is a look at some of the highlights. Derek Troyer started the game off immediately with a shot from behind the arc, setting the pace for the Wildcat team. As we move into the first half, the Wildcats' strong defense held Ohio Christian at bay. Here you see Jordan Widener come up with a 3 of his own to add to the lead for the Wildcats. And George Jones was on fire on both ends of the court. Here are 2 of the points for the night. For him, he racked up a total of 21. Jordan Widener was the leading scorer of the night with 23 points total. Here you see his rebound to add 2 more to his tally. In the second half, Aaron Martin put up a 3 right off the bat from outside the arc, and Patrick Hopkins sinks an alley-oop for the Wildcats, causing the crowd to go wild. Finally, Troyer ends the game the same way he started it, with a 3-pointer from the outside, sending him into double digits. The final score for the game was 86-63, with a Wildcat victory. And as we know, one of the most important parts of the game is the fans. Reporter Eli Whaley goes into the stands to see what brings students to the games.
Come game day for IWU basketball, expect a lot of noise from the student section. The 6th man is the cheering section for IWU students. That section has been growing in numbers more and more each year, and President David Torrey wants more.
Well, we try and make the game days fun, do team nights, have kind of crazy games. We get t-shirts every year, the students seem to like those.
And according to this fan, the numbers have shot up quickly.
It's been really cool to see the transformation from just a few people freshman year to several hundred this year. It's awesome.
One thing for sure, big or small, the 6th man will be there in Lucky Arena on game days. For Spectrum News, Eli Whaley.
Thanks, Eli. Now on to the volleyball court with a historic run for the Lady Wildcats. The Wildcat volleyball team took on rival Taylor University in the MCC Tournament Championship last Saturday for the 2nd time in 1 week. Once again, the game turned out to be a thriller. IWU won the first game of the night. The offense for the Wildcats proved to be too much at the start, and dominated passing secured the first ring. Taylor wasn't going down without a fight, though, as they came back to win Game 2. The Trojans also won Game 3, 29-27, by stifling IWU's offensive attack. But it was all Lady Wildcats from there on out, as they fought the score in the 4th set, 29-27, to their favor. Peyton Thompson's 26 kills kept IWU alive, and on to the 5th and deciding set. The Lady Wildcats jumped out to a quick lead in Game 5 and held on for the win, 17-15, capturing their 8th MCC Tournament Championship in the last 10 years. This victory secures IWU's first ever spot in the NAIA National Volleyball Tournament, which begins this Saturday against Montreat College in Lucky Arena. It's going to be another exciting weekend for the sports at IWU for multiple teams. The women's basketball team plays host to the Mid-Central Wolverine Hoosier Conference tip-off this weekend in Lucky Arena. The Lady Wildcats kick off the 4-team tournament Friday against Madonna College at 6 p.m. Bethel College will face Cornerstone University for the nightcap at 8. Then on Saturday, Madonna and Bethel get things started at 1 o'clock, and the number 3 ranked Wildcats battle number 14 Cornerstone at 3. Then they all clear the floor for the opening round game of the NAIA National Volleyball Championship. IWU battles Montreat College at 7 p.m. with a trip to Sioux City, Iowa on the line. Well, that's all we have in sports tonight. Matt, back to you.
Thanks again, Trisha, for the update. Stick around. Early Christmas cheer has hit some students around campus.
And see how IWU students are jazzing things up on stage. Welcome back to Spectrum News. Matt, Christmas is right around the corner.
That's right. It's only November 17th, but is it too early to start celebrating the Christmas season? Reporter Brian Kakalis found out how some students feel about decking the halls this early.
The signs of Christmas are showing up at Indiana Wesleyan. Whether there are students singing or displays of presents, Christmas has arrived on campus. Freshman Kyle Johnson and others think it is too early and too much.
People in the Christmas spirit just get too excited. It's like girls when they go shopping.
Students, however, go to great lengths to show how important Christmas is to them. Sophomore Robert Brenner feels like Christmas is the best time of year.
It's the music, it's the decorations, it's the family time, it's friends all getting together. It's like everything that's great about life is around Christmas.
Songs playing around McCon where people hang out show a portion of the students are ready for the season. Some are passionate, but even for others who aren't ready can still agree that Christmas is a time of year that all enjoy.
Just being with my family. I'm from Utah. We don't get to see my family very often, so being with my family around Christmas time is probably the best thing about it.
Whether the time of year is now or after Thanksgiving, Christmas cheer will be here for all. For Spectrum News, I'm Brian Kakalis.
Students spend a lot of time surfing the web, but some of these distractions are taking time away from the books. IWU students are hooked onto social media websites such as Facebook, Twitter, and more recently, Pinterest and Tumblr. For senior Hannah Puffer, it's a pleasant way to be distracted.
Probably Facebook, because it's really the only one I use, and it's kind of the only one I have time for. I know there's a lot of other ones like Pinterest and Twitter and all kinds of other stuff.
The question you have to ask is, what social media will become popular next?
The IWU Jazz Band presents its fall concert Tuesday night. There were saxophones, drums, trumpets and trombones. These student musicians don't get paid, don't get credit for class, but play for the love of jazz. That passion fuels this band to play and spread their love of music to others.
If you want to hear news throughout the week from Spectrum, feel free to check out our website, www.iwspectrum.com. You
can also keep up with us on Twitter and Facebook, facebook.com/Spectrum News, and at IWU_Spectrum on Twitter. Well, Haley, it's been a great show, and I'm already excited for next week.
I am too. That concludes our newscast for us tonight. For all of us at Spectrum News, I'm Haley Page.
And I'm Matt Libman. Have a great night.